Yeah, that's nice.
Alright guys, well, we got it all sanded up. I stopped for a beer because beer is necessary. And we've got our first cutout here. You can see blue tape is still on the side. Here's the carbony side. We got a pretty good radius on the carbon there. Nice even circle on the inside. All the corners are pretty good trimmed off. So what I need to do now is two things. One, I can come back and mark where we're gonna put all the hardware because we need to be able to affix this to the truck somehow. We'll talk about that in 1 second. Then we can go ahead and sand and kind of finish any radius on the edges, hand sanding the insides, kind of chamfering them over, all that good stuff to give a finished look. So let's talk about hardware real quick. I just mentioned that. I've got it sitting back here. Some guys will rivet these on, and that's fine. You drill a hole, you put a rivet through, lightweight, simple, easy, great. However, in my case, I didn't want rivets. I wanted it to be removable. So small fasteners were the answer. Went to the local Ace and picked up these guys, and these are probably impossible to focus on here, so I'll zoom in a second. And I've got matching nuts for them. We're gonna go ahead and lay out, I think probably 4 per side is gonna be enough. Drill the holes, then I'll peel everything back. We can test fit the hardware, and one will be done once we get that handled. Alright, so, assuming I didn't do that completely wrong, that should be the grid we need to go ahead and drill our holes and put in the hardware. I didn't space out the hardware yet because I want to take a look at a couple different options. 3 or 4 or 5 screws or bolts is going to look right. So, I'm going to lay those out right now, then mark the holes, and then we're drilling. Alright, so I personally like that general look. I like the way the hardware lays out. It's not 100% even right now because I got to mark it, but 4 per side seems to be the magic number. 5 would be too crowded. 3, I mean 3 would work. We could take a look at one side with 3, move one back and just go like that. You guys like that better? I don't know, I think 4 is the more even look. The 3 on the one side, I don't like the 1 in the middle. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I think I'm gonna do 4, but tell me if I'm wrong. You know what? I changed my mind. We're going 3. I laid it back out. I feel like 3 is just more even. I don't know, I just like the 3 with even spacing. The 4 is a little bit more crowded. I laid the 3 out. I didn't like it at first, but I laid the 3 out and I think that's going to be the move. So I'm going to verify the positions of my holes, make sure they're evenly spaced, grab the drill that I've currently got sitting in the vise, and drill myself some holes. Alright guys, well, it's a lot of cutting and drilling of carbon. And a lot of drinking and spilling beer down my face. Ugh, that didn't go down smooth at all. Anyway, had to ventilate things out here. That carbon builds up a little bit, man. And definitely wear respiration protection. This stuff can get in and irritate your lungs. It's probably not as bad as like fiberglass. Definitely not as bad as asbestos, but not something you should be breathing. We drilled the holes. I test fitted some hardware, as you guys can see. Had to make a couple little adjustments as hole positions. They're probably not 100% perfect, but they're gonna work for what we want to do. That means that we can peel this back finally, and reveal the edges, see how the carbon looks. We can come back and hand sand any corners, smooth out anything, bevel anything we need to, clean up the screw holes if necessary. Then it's simply a matter of drilling the truck for the same holes, installing the hardware, and then this piece is on the truck and we are good to go. Halfway, because I've done 1 and I need 2. There's a lot more left to do. Let's peel this thing. Alright guys, we transitioned back over to the garage here. As you can see, our cutout is sitting up against the truck. We literally started with a chunk like this of carbon from the guys at Prototype Composites. Again, shout out to them. And now we have one cutout for either side. I've just got mine leaning up here. The tape is still on the truck from before, from when we were laying it out, because I have to drill these same, 8 holes on the truck side. So, to do that, I got a few things down by my feet here. I've got power drill, obviously, with a battery. So then you've got your hardware too. And the pile I have is stainless button head screws. These have an Allen key on the top, which I believe is 5/64 American, 2mm metric. I also grabbed some high temp thread sealant. You could use a nylock and stuff, but keep in mind, this is gonna be near the exhaust. I mean, literally the exhaust is to be passing by it. So I want something that's gonna be able to stand up to at least a little bit of temperature. And you need that on something like this because there's a lot of vibration in that area. And if I don't put some sort of locking nut or thread sealant or something like that, there's a chance these could back themselves off in the future. Maybe be it a day or a month or whatever, I don't want that happening. So, first thing I need to do is line this up exactly where it's gonna be. I might use a little tape to hold it in place, and then I can mark out the holes with a Sharpie or a punch or whatever. Alright guys, the holes are drilled and you can see I have a couple little areas where the paint had just flaked off from the original hole being cut. I've got some touch up and a brush. It's the perfect time to go ahead and do it now. And there we go. So I don't have the nuts on there yet, but I'm gonna go and fasten those from the backside. All the holes are screwed in, and for a dry fit, it is in place. Looks so good. I wanna sand a little bit of that top edge just to get it perfectly flush with this body line here. Just the tiniest bit of this lip is overhanging. That's pretty minor considering the amount of work we did. So for final install, I gotta go ahead and put the nuts on the back with a little bit of the thread locker, tighten them down, and we're gonna be good to go. Well, I still have to do the other side. Like everything in this project, I gotta do 2 of them. But guys, you can see right there, it's fit up on the side. I've just gotta snug it down. If you really wanted to, you could go back, actually pull this off and put a material on the back of the carbon to protect the paint. However, with how tight up this is fitting, there's not gonna be really any vibration between the 2 panels, and the unfinished backside of the carbon is soft by comparison. It's not like metal on metal or anything like that. So I don't think she's gonna rattle. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna go ahead and just modify that top area a little bit, tighten it down, and we're gonna be good to go, guys. You watch me take a sheet of carbon, cut it down, get ridiculously dirty, drill holes in it. There's measuring and lots of shit involved, but the end result is a really cool one-off, or 2-off, I guess, because there's 2 of them. They look super good, fit the look of the truck. The hardware matches the studs on the lugs, matches my inner door panels. The carbon has that right black look for the outside of the truck. It's all about staying in that right look for your vehicle. And this is the right look for me. I'm super excited to do more with carbon, maybe a carbon dash. I'm thinking about some other stuff. Again, big shout out to the guys at Prototype Composites for hooking it up with the carbon. That's it for now, guys. Lots more coming from the Hatred Copter C10. More carbon, hopefully. Lots more on this thing this summer. We'll do some racing, some track stuff. Hopefully gonna get out and do a couple events this year, maybe meet up with some people. It's gonna be a good time. The weather is finally coming back, so I'm gonna be in the shop as much as possible. Check out last year's Hatred Copter videos. There's a full playlist of them, all sorts of good stuff from the heads, LS Motor Tech, fun stuff like that. Check out my build on the 67 to 72 Chevy truck forums if you haven't done that yet. Lots of good tech over there with those guys. My social media is on the screen somewhere here. Click that like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys want to see. More on the C10, more carbon fiber, more tech, more welding stuff. I don't know, more of everything, I guess. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, guys.